really important to understand. I'm only going to focus on one part, and right here you can see the valley of despair. When it comes to trading, there is, I like to call it the point of no return. Think of it like this. Let's say if you're going on an 8-hour road trip. When you first get started on the road trip, you're excited, right? You're ready to get there. Hour 3, 4, you start getting restless. 5, 6, you're miserable. You just want to get there and you realize this is taking too damn long. However, once you get to that time frame, in your mind, you're like, there's no way I'm going back, because then I'd waste 6 hours, right? So you just like miserably just finish out the 2. And that's exactly how success works, especially when it comes to trading. In the beginning, you're extremely excited, uninformed optimism right there. Then you go to stage 2, where you're informed pessimism. You start realizing, damn, I got a long way to go to get to this journey. Then you hit the valley of despair when it seems like it never is going to end. You're on hour 5 or 6 of the road trip, and you're like, when the hell am I going to get there? And for some people, this lasts a lot longer than others. You know, it could be like winter time, right? Be a long winter or a short winter. But eventually you're going to hit the point of no return. We're going to realize I've been through so much. I've invested so much money into this stuff. I've bought courses, read books, listened to so many podcasts, watched so many YouTube videos, traded and invested so much money. It is impossible for me to go back. Impossible for me to go back. And that is when, if you continue and you be consistent every day, looking at the charts, listening to podcasts, watching the YouTube videos, following the course, whatever course you're taking, it doesn't matter. If you continue down that path, eventually you will have some significant moment. And usually what happens, here's a trick. Usually it'll happen right when you're ready to quit. A lot of traders especially have quit multiple times, yours included. Like I've quit so many times, right? Usually it's that moment when you're like, I'm done with this shit. I'm going to quit for real, is the moment when you have your breakthrough, because the universe is testing you, right? For me, it was my first time I literally scaled a little bit of money to a lot of money at the time. It was when I took like 80 to $100 to $1,500. May not seem like that much, but when you can do that from your phone, trading, and you do that, you start believing that, okay, there's something to this, it's possible. Then you start thinking, if I could do that, then I could take 1,000 to 10. I could take 10 to 100. And then guess what? Your cockiness gets high, and then you think you know it all, then you get humbled again. And then you go through and you're still in the valley of despair. But all that to say is you're going to hit this level here where you get informed optimism, and then eventually you get to where you want to be. The key thing to this message is you just got to be persistent as hell. It's not going to come overnight at all. I was reading a trading book, Market Wizards, the new Market Wizards. If you think about it, doctors, they're in school, they're training, or any other really high profession, 6 to 8 years minimum. If you've been in this game for 2 to 3 years and you think you're just going to win automatically, you're delusional, man. Don't get fooled by social media. If you're in the valley of despair, right, it's okay. You're going to hit that point of no return. Just keep going, even though it's absolutely hell. It's miserable. Saw on Twitter the other day, or X, the guy said, if you're not willing to go through a couple years of hell, this isn't for you. However, but if you can do it, you'll be bringing in more in a day than most people earn in a month. And then it could lead to years later bringing in more in a month than most people earn in a year. And then for some, you probably saw this online, you'll be bringing in more than a day than most people earn in a year. The key thing is with all this stuff is persistence. So I would go download this chart if you can. Look at this chart. It's really helpful. And so you can realize that it really is a process and you got to stay consistent. Best of luck to you guys.